Vocaloid is loved globally. Whether you like it or not, worldwide there's at least a couple million of listeners of Vocaloid every year. And with so many fans, there has to be so many producers to produce all that music for all those fans. Producers like KIKUO, Deco27, or Wawaka are very good examples of great producers and how famous they are in Vocaloid. If you mention any of their names around a Vocaloid fan, I guarantee you they can at least name one song. With so many talented producers, there are so many possibilities with songs that can be created, and that's excellent news. We love to have talented creators create anything they like, but there's always a song that creeps through the cracks and can come off as off-putting. I did put a content warning in the intro, but in case you missed that, I would like to put one more, just to be safe. There are mentions of mental illness, ideations, and suicide in this video, and there is obviously disturbing imagery. So if you are sensitive to that, I suggest you click off, and I'll see you in another one. Other than that, if you would like to view this, I wish you the best of luck, and keep some lights on. I found this video at 2 o'clock in the morning. I kid you not, I was trying to fall asleep and this was the first video that came up on my freaking recommended page. And I saw that the upload date was only a couple weeks, not even, like a couple days ago, and I just had to click on it. And thanks to my stupidity, I was not able to sleep for a couple hours and I had to watch kitten videos to get that out of my brain. And while I was looking at the video, knowing I wouldn't be able to sleep, I was looking through the comments and I saw some very good theories. And since this is a very new song, I tried to look up and research what the theories around this song or even any type of interpretations of this song could be, but there was none to be found. The only ones that I could find were in the comment section, but as I was watching the video, I came up with my own conclusion itself, so I'd like to talk about that here.
NIHIL
by SOOO and voiced by KAGAMINE Len is a obviously disturbing song, but if you are not new to the Vocaloid fandom, I'm sure you know there is a couple songs that may resonate with you when you think about disturbing songs, whether they'd be unreleased or released or just really old or new. There are some pretty off-putting songs, but I think this one just landed its place on the leaderboard of disturbing songs because holy crap, this one's terrifying. I can tell you I definitely shit my pants when I first saw this video, so yeah. SOOO is a Vocaloid producer that joined the YouTube community November 25th, 2016. At the moment, they have 46.5k subscribers with 11 videos on their YouTube channel. I think one of the most notable songs that they have created, other than this one that is coming up, is the Happy song, also voiced by KAGAMINE Len. You know, I'm not sure how to pronounce this without sounding a little silly, but NIHIL, I'm gonna just call it Hill from now on. So if I call it Hill and you're like, what the hell is she talking about? I'm saying the song name, not any different, same song. But as I said, this was posted 2 weeks ago, and as of the time I'm recording, the video has 52k views. So if that does change by the time you watch this video, let me know, and I'll just be like, oh, that's sick. But let's discuss the video first. The first thing that is featured in the video is not a title card, it is a screamer jump scare, who is, I'm assuming, is KAGAMINE Len, as he is the voice bank being used, so I'm assuming it's the main character in the music video, so I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna assume it's Len, unless specified otherwise. I think it is notable to mention that throughout the video, the main character changes appearances slightly each time. I think it's after every single chorus. The beginning of the video, still terrifying, still your pants worthy. However, he is bloody, but not so much. He has black lips, you can only see his head, and his eyes are just a hollow black. However, when he switches to English and starts singing the chorus, you can see that he gets a little bit more bloodier, and you are able to see his schoolboy uniform. And throughout the video, he appears more bloody. You can see more of his body in certain shots. You can see his full school uniform. It's unbuttoned, not very neat, very unkempt. By the end of the video, he's looking like Gerard at the end of a Black Parade concert. Black eyeshadow, blood streaming down his cheeks. You could see his uniform. He's a lot bloodier. This might just be me, but I feel like the footage is more grainier, but whatever. But it is very different from the beginning. But after that, on to the lyrics. As I said before, the main topics that are discussed within this song is suicide and self-harm, and these are very clear in the lyrics. From what I learned or assumed from the interpretation that my brain came up with, was a big outcry from Len, who is experiencing self-loathing and a lot of social rejection. Some of the most notable lyrics paint a clear picture of how I got to that conclusion. Expressionless face looking so joyful, the brains walk away one by one. My ridiculous ageless face remains among them. How many more years will it keep lingering there? I'll kill it. This one is quite creative. It could be interpreted in many ways, but from what I interpreted it as was a detachment from your identity. He just doesn't associate with everybody else. Everybody else has, even when they're emotionless, they have a joyous face. But for him, his ageless face, his ridiculous ageless face remains among them. And he doesn't know how long it's going to stay there, and that last lyric suggests that he commits suicide. Now, the chorus is very straightforward with its message. With the lyrics, I want to touch you, but I will end up hurting you, and you will end up despising me. Obviously, as someone who's dealt with mental illness issues, being in a relationship is not an easy thing to deal with. People who suffer with illnesses such as borderline personality disorder have a very self-destructive sort of personality when it comes to relationships. That is a very broad generalization, but from what I have experienced, it is very, very destructive. Looking at these lyrics, from what I can assume, is that his past actions were him being aggressive or emotional in a relationship and not keeping the relationship in a nice way. At first, I thought it was sort of like a bacterial contamination sort of song, especially with the dark imagery. I was thinking maybe it's like bacterial contamination and he didn't want to touch other people because he was bullied and didn't want other people to get bullied because of it, because that's basically what the premise is of bacterial contamination. However, looking into it further, I am now realizing that it is more about himself and of his own actions, not other people's actions. Honestly, it's up for interpretation as it's not been confirmed by the creator themselves, but from what I got, it was mental illness and mental illness in relationships as well. Another notable line is, in gentle fields and forest, a crimson sea of wrist is in bloom. When you think of the color crimson and the part of your body, a wrist, I think the one thing that'll pop up in your head is arm, and I'm 99% sure that's what he's assuming too. And that becomes a little bit more clear when he says, on this sunlit hill, lit by countless blades. If you still don't know what that kind of means, I'm happy for you, and just don't think about it too hard because it is really sad. In gentle fields and forest, a crimson sea of wrist and bloom. Not only does that imply self-harm, but it also implies that maybe he's hiding his suffering in a way, right? Because the grass is always greener on the other side type of thing. It's basically suggesting that even if it looks fine, you could be suffering. And he starts to break himself more down with that continued creep, gross, disgusting lyric, along with the lyric, no one has wished for this filth more than I have. And with this lyric, he's basically saying, hey, y'all can tell me I want to kill myself, but dude, I already want to kill myself, so joke's on you guys. And as dark as that sounds, I definitely believe that's what's going on here. Then there's a chorus, and he continues to say, I want to touch you, I will end up hurting you, I will end up rotting you, you will end up despising me. And after that, he says, to protect this wretched self, I'll kill myself without hesitation, go fuck myself into nothing. And that's the end of the song. And well, I might not share everybody's mind, but that was my interpretation. As I said, this song is very new and it has not been a confirmed message behind this song, but if you are willing to put more theories in the comments, I would be so happy to hear that because I love reading little comments. I'm not new to screamo kind of experimental genres. However, this one was just very, it was like culture shock. You know, I haven't heard a song like this one in a hot minute. I heard a little bit of Happy Song. However, I haven't listened to that song in a while, so this was kind of like a shock for me, especially at 2 o'clock in the morning. Within the Vocaloid catalog, there are thousands of songs that are like awesome. They sound like bops, but they're actually really dark. Kikuo is an amazing example of that. He can create some bops, but holy moly, you look at those lyrics, you're like, what the fuck am I listening to? And you know, now that I think about it, I think middle school me bopping it down to a song about a girl being simply trafficked, eaten alive, abused. I was busting it down to that song. I can't even lie. Like, songs about suicide, who knew they could be absolute bangers? Also, who knew song could literally make you shit your fucking pants? Cause what the fuck? If you would like more content like this, let me know in the comment section, and let me know your theories down in the comment section below. I want to call this a video essay so bad because I want to be Nick Crowley so bad. I don't know if you could tell, but I fear I cannot. This is more like a video sentence. I don't know, but go support the artists I mentioned in this video. They're freaking talented. But yeah, have a good night or evening, and I'll see you on the other side. Goodbye.